How many of you have heard of a group called Islam in Spanish? Anybody? All right, 1, 2, like 3, maybe a few sisters as well. Islam in Spanish is a very special group that's based out of Houston, right around the corner from Dallas, run by a brother, beautiful brother by the name of Mujahid Fletcher. They do a lot of da'wah in Spanish. And there's a brother there that reverted to Islam a few years ago named Jalil. And Jalil, as he reverted to Islam, had the experience that many people, as they first revert to Islam, have, which is that he had to conceal his faith for some time. And in fact, he had to do his salah in the restroom. He would have to pray in the bathroom. And of course, that's not an appropriate place to pray, but ad-darurat tabih al-mahdhurat, sometimes necessities give way to things that are ordinarily prohibited and make those concessions. So he had to fulfill his salah in that situation. That was the only place that he could safely do his salah. And this is a man that every time you see him, you enjoy looking at the nur in his face. He has that freshness to him, that light in his face. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him and bless all of those brothers and sisters. And subhanAllah, he got sponsored to come to Hajj this year, or someone wanted to send some people from Islam in Spanish maybe to Hajj this year, and somehow he made his way to Hajj. My group got to Mecca a few days before him, and if any of you have ever been to Mecca in the times of Hajj, most of the time when it comes to the 5 salawat, you don't actually pray inside the haram, you just pray where the rows reach you. So if you're staying in a hotel with a shopping mall there, the rows reach into the mall. Most of the hotels surrounding the haram actually have these musallas that follow the salah in the haram. But you really, most of the time don't go to the haram itself. You don't actually go there and try to pray inside the masjid, except for a few people from the groups that will do that. For the most part, it's very easy to become complacent. The rows reach you, so you just pray with the rows and you ask Allah for acceptance. Most of us did that. I met our brother in Mina, and we were talking about the experience that he had, and he starts showing me these pictures. And he told me that he made this promise to Allah that when he comes to Hajj, that when he gets to Mecca, he's going to pray every salah in the first row. I've never heard of that in Hajj time. It's crazy, right? Even if he wanted to, most likely you're going to get pushed out. So as soon as he got to Mecca, from the very first salah, he decided he's going to go to the haram, and he's going to find a way to pray every single salah in the first row. And what he would do is, if any of you know the strategy, you do tawaf and keep getting closer and closer and closer, and you kind of measure that with the adhan and iqamah time. And subhanAllah, he did it. He found a way to be in the first row, every single one of the salawats in the haram. He started kicking up conversations with the guards, and they started recognizing him. And he wanted to kiss the black stone. The guards actually started treating him like VIP, and were taking him to the black stone as if he was, some foreign leader or something like that. And subhanAllah, this started happening on a daily basis for him. And I thought to myself, first of all, I felt a great deal of shame. And I thought to myself, what makes him different from myself and different from so many of us that went there? He had what the Prophet ﷺ referred to as ulu al-himma, that high ambition, that ihsan, that excellence, where the Prophet ﷺ said that ihsan, excellence, is that you worship Allah as if you can see Him, and if you can't see Him, then you know that He sees you. And that's the ultimate driving force. It's not just guarding the technicalities or the obligations of the act. It's how do I make this act the most beloved act to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.